Well, look who's with us in studio this Friday night. Congressman Pat Fallon from House Oversight is going to give us an update on what he knows and what's going on with the investigation into the Biden family scandals. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Great to see you, Liz. Thank you.
Sorry there was that riot down in Union Square to welcome you, but I think it's getting cleaned up now. Can you give us an update on the House Oversight probe into the Biden family corruption scandals?
Yeah, I was just talking to one of the Oversight senior staff members, and Liz, it was really eye-opening to me. We've been at this for now 7 months, and he told me that, we've subpoenaed bank records 6 times of Biden business associates, and every single time, 6 out of 6 times, we found more foreign money paid to the Bidens. So, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're continuing to dig, we're continuing to investigate, and the sad thing is, every time that we find out another piece to the puzzle, it fits in perfectly with the greater picture. They never contradict each other. It's always more intriguing and more fascinating in a very dark sense. And to me, I'm already at the point where we're above a preponderance of the evidence that the Biden family is corrupt, including Joe Biden. Now it's a question of, can we get to a reasonable doubt standard? And when you're at the preponderance of the evidence, it's our duty, in fact, it's our constitutional duty as members of Congress to continue to look into this investigation.
Are you talking reasonable doubt for impeachment?
Yes, and conviction. So I think, again, it's more likely than not that Joe Biden was deeply involved in Hunter Biden's business. It's more likely than not that he financially benefited himself personally. And then it's a question of, can we get to that reasonable doubt standard?
So what are the next steps? What's House Oversight going to do next in House Judiciary and Ways and Means? I mean, are you going to see more records coming out? Is it deal making in Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and other nations you're going to see records on?
We very well may, and that's why we want to. We just talked to Devin Archer. I'd love to talk to Rob Walker, get him into oversight, and continue to ask the questions. I mean, when you have IRS whistleblowers come in and they tell us, and these are collectively, they had 27 years of experience, and some of the best in the world at what they did, and they said that they weren't allowed to ask who the big guy was. They were not allowed to ask who Dad was. Gary Shepley, Agent Shepley, was not allowed to conduct an interview with Hunter Biden unless Hunter initiated the contact. I mean, what was it? You can imagine Briscoe, on Law and Order, not being allowed to ask a perp what was going on. The perp had to come to him. That's absurd. And then Agent Ziegler, when I asked him specifically, when you wanted to get the bank record, there were some records that Hunter moved from his one of his DC offices to a storage facility in Northern Virginia. And he said, yeah, we were really interested, and we thought there could shed some light on potential criminal activity. And you know who tipped off Hunter Biden's lawyers? An assistant U.S. attorney, Leslie Wolf. And I asked them, was that normal procedure? Because you just had the Democrats say all of this was just normal. And he said no. And in fact, when you have frontline prosecutors and agents, federal agents, agreeing that there should be a referral for a felony indictment, and they don't give that felony indictment because politicos at the top tell them not to, that's incredibly abnormal.
Yeah, it's abnormal stuff. Yeah. What usually should have happened. Congressman, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Liz.
Come back in the studio again. It's fun having you in here. Okay, we're going to stay on the story.